Hey guys, I hope you're doing good. I thought I'd visualize for you guys how my recovery process was and like how I felt like to show you that it definitely isn't always a perfect recovery. I'm also gonna talk about like how long it took. So yeah, quick fact. So my recovery started in 2019 in the summer. And then I fell into quasi recovery at the beginning of 2020. So, or like, actually, it was still 2019. Um, I only had recovery for maybe 2 months that I more or less followed what a recovery should be like. Then I fell into quasi recovery, and then in really 2020, I started to be very in recovery. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you what it looked like. Okay, so this is like the weight gain and this is time. So I started in summer 2019 and I was allowing my extreme hunger. So my weight went up very quickly. I think within a few weeks I gained many kilos. And then after some time, like I started in September, and in November I was getting super scared. I was like, oh my god, what is this weight gain? I thought everyone would judge me for the way I looked and just think like I'm crazy. And looking back, I didn't look much different. It was all in my head. I was so stressed. I was so anxious about my weight gain, even though it was not that much. Like it was, yeah, less than, or maybe around 10 kilos, but I still looked fine. I mean, I started very skinny, so I was still like more or less skinny here, but I thought I was, she's texting a lot. So then I fell into quasi recovery and I even lost a few kilos. I didn't feel good. I still felt very big, even though I was very skinny or pretty skinny. And then it was 2020 and lockdown came and I was like, you know what? I had so much time. I started watching Tabitha Ferrara again, so I was like, now is the time to recover. Now nobody's gonna see my weight gain. So I started eating a lot and gaining a lot of weight. So I was like at, I don't know, here more or less. And then I was like on summer break and we went on a lot of hikes, and I actually didn't have too much hunger anymore. Bro, she's not gonna stop texting me. And then after summer holidays of 2020, I went on exchange, and there I tried doing sports again, but you know what happened? My extreme hunger came back, and I allowed it. I was like, you know what, now I'm even in another country, I don't care who will judge me, you know. So I gained a lot of weight again. So I was at a very, very high point. I think in total I gained around, please, like, don't listen if that triggers you. I gained around like nearly 40 kilos. Like I think 35 to 40 kilos. I'm not quite sure, but I'm guessing around that amount of weight. Really a lot. I'm also very tall, but still it's a lot of weight. So here I was like at plus 40 more or less. And then I stayed like that for, I think maybe from December to June, July, like that. And then I slowly started losing weight. And then I dropped a lot of weight, like a lot, but at least 13 or even 15 kilos. I lost again. Like this is overshoot that I lost. So I'm getting back to, also when I started recovery, I was more or less here. No, before my ED. This was like my pre-ED weight. So I'm a few kilos and I'm at my pre-ED weight, you know. But so this is the process. Here I got trapped in quasi recovery. Then I allowed it again, but then I kind of stopped allowing my hunger, and this caused me extreme hunger again. So I had to gain a lot of weight in order to like reach my real plateau, and then I had to stay at this plateau for several months. It doesn't look very long, but this process was at least like 6 months, where I had to be at a very high weight. It was extremely uncomfortable. Really, I was not very... Actually, I was happy at the beginning. I was very happy because after so many years, I finally felt full of energy and happy again. But of course, it felt horrible. Like, I did not like anything about my body. I hated my body. But still, despite all of that, I was happier than all of the years before, which is just enough for you to know that recovery, even if I would have forever stayed at that weight, it would have been okay for me because I really found peace with me being that way. I didn't like it. I still, when I look back, I don't like the way I looked, but I know how happy I was and how, I don't know, finally, yeah, full of energy I was again after so many years. And now, of course, I'm glad that I lost some overshoot weight because it makes life easier. Like, it's easier for me to find clothes, etc. But all in all, I would forever prefer my overweight me but happy me over the ED starved skinny me, because it wasn't a life. It was literally just existing and not living, you know. So I'm just telling you that however much weight you gain, it's there for a purpose. Like, I think for me, I wouldn't have gained that much weight if I would have allowed it from the start on. So I'm recommending you, if you start recovery, just really bear in mind that you're gonna gain a lot of weight. It's gonna be extremely uncomfortable, but you're not doing anything wrong if you do that. Like, if you gain very quickly a huge amount of weight, that's exactly what's supposed to happen. Do not try to restrict or stop it or something. Like, really, gaining weight quickly is exactly what is normal in recovery. And I think a lot of these, I don't know, ED coaches that are not... I mean, there's different types of ED coaches and therapists, but in my opinion, you should just try to go all in. And of course, it's not for everyone because it takes a lot for you to handle a pressure like that. But if you can do it, because it's gonna, I think, just make it very much easier for your body and you will get over with recovery much quicker, instead of doing it like me, who took nearly 3 years to... No, actually it took in total 2 years, and then after 2 years I've been losing the overshoot weight, but my whole like painful recovery took 2 years, like the time where I really struggled. But yeah, I'm just telling you all of that, not because I want to tell you like you're gonna gain so and so much weight. No, I'm just telling you you're gonna gain a lot of weight. It's gonna make you very uncomfortable, and there's maybe gonna be a similar process like mine. Maybe it's gonna take longer, but I think if you go all in and really stop, like, you need to shut down all of your thoughts, like your rational thoughts, that try to tell you to eat healthy and blah blah blah. You always need to shut them down in order to, I don't know, follow through with recovery. And if you do it like that, you will... I think it will be maybe 6 months, and then another 6 months, like in total maybe a year, that you will be very hungry and eat a lot and you will plateau. But then after a year, I would guess that you will start losing overshoot weight. But that is my experience, my thoughts. You never know what's gonna happen. I wouldn't have expected my recovery to be like that. I would have never thought I would gain that much weight. Like, probably my ED me would have been like, bro, no, I would just prefer being skinny than I don't know, happy and gain weight. But really, the more weight you gain, the more you become kind of rational and understand that life is not about the way you look. Even though, yes, it will, for partly it will give you advantages. Of course, it's flattering when guys flirt with you. I notice it now that I look more like, I always talk about beauty standard, but now that I look more like a beauty standard or more pretty or attractive in a general sense, yes, I get flirted with a lot more. Maybe someone is gonna sell me something a little bit cheaper. Maybe I would be a little bit more successful in my career. But also when I was in my recovery and I didn't look like that, I still had so many pleasant memories just because I was such in a good mood. I was so energized the whole time that people would love me regardless of the way I looked. And it's much more worthy that people like you for who you are other than what you look like. Yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit my process of how I gained weight, lost weight, whatever. And again, here it started and now I'm here. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like, but I'm happy the way I am now. But of course, if my body wants to change, you go, girl. I'm not stopping it. I won't ever try to manipulate my biology ever again because it's just unnecessary stress that I don't need. But yeah, just saying, like maybe I'm gonna keep losing weight. Maybe I'm gonna gain muscle, who knows?